That was fucking crazy, man. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Steel Sanctuary podcast. I'm your host, David Barrow from SteelSanctuary.com, and this is my co-host, David Korup. Dave, what's going on?
What's up, brother?
Dave, I've been patient so far this offseason. I'm trying to give Omar Khan the benefit of the doubt, but I'm fucking sick to death of this wide receiver room. And the Steelers signed Scotty Miller today.
Yes, they did.
What are we doing? What are we doing, Dave? It's like the Spider-Man meme. They're all over there pointing at each other, all the same fucking guy.
A lot of mid.
Oh my god! Somebody
There's so
tell
much mid.
oh, somebody
Yeah.
tell a con artist this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Lynn Swan, John Stallworth, Antonio Holmes, Pittsburgh Steelers, Antonio Brown, you know, Juju Smith-Schuster's Pittsburgh Steelers. Not the goddamn what do we got? Van Jefferson, Deuce Watkins, Scotty Miller, Calvin Austin, Pittsburgh Steelers. Is this what we're doing this year? I'm so done, dude. Thank God for George Pickens. If we didn't have George Pickens, you guys all killed my man Kevin Colbert. If he didn't draft George Pickens, where would we be?
I don't know. They really fucked up trading Deontay Johnson. I I don't
100%.
I don't. What did they get out of that? Really, they got. I mean, okay, you
A
want to argue
second-rate corner,
right
and
and some
that's
salary
it.
cap. Like that was it. Like I just if you have him, George Pickens, and uh Roman
Roman
Wilson, then
Wilson.
now you're fucking cooking, right?
Yeah, this is
That's
horseshit.
legit. This is I don't want Roman Wilson to have to play outside on the other side. He's a guy I would like to see in the slot. I think he would do most of his damage there. But I don't want any of those other guys on the other side. Like, what is this? Like, is this oh, well, they all can block well, so they just do so well in Arthur Smith's offense? Or is it that we're so going to be focused on tight ends
Yeah,
and
here we go
running
with
the
this.
ball?
Yeah.
And that's what
Yep.
I'm worried about. I'm
Yep.
worried that this is going to be the big tight end and running back show where we're not even the passing game is going to be an afterthought. And if that's the
Yep.
case, bro,
We're gonna lose.
everything that I was worried about back in January, February when we brought Arthur Smith in, and
Yep.
I was negative
Yep.
Nancy, is the nightmare is actually coming to fruition, and now I'm like, wow, this is bad. This is real bad, and they're not going to win shit. Like
Not with this. Not with this group. There's no fucking
no,
way. You guys give me shit about bringing up Martavis Bryant. I could shoot one of Martavis Bryant's feet off, and he better be better than Van Jefferson or freaking
well,
Deuce
I'm not
Watkins.
I'm not ready to go there yet because like
Uh,
everybody's they're cutting him. What, okay, well, fine. Okay, why did he get cut? And what did he do when he got on their team? Not a fucking thing.
Nothing. Well, what has Van Jefferson done?
Well, nothing.
What has
I know.
Scotty Miller done?
What I'm trying to say is it's a whole lot of nothing. It's a hodgepodge of nothingness. There we go.
There you go.
But
The
that is
Steelers'
it.
offensive wide receiver room took on your name.
Yeah.
I,
So like, dude, I just he won't move the needle at all. We would like to think he would, but he wouldn't. He apparently he has nothing. Cowboys got him. So you tell me. I just now
I'd
what
rather have him.
now I was joking with you on Twitter. If they, I would like to actually see them bring him in and give him a shot. I mean, if we're going this far mid, might as well just keep fucking going at this point. Like,
Look,
you know,
I'm
but
not delusional. I don't think we'll get in the 2017 Martavis Bryant. I know we're not getting that.
right.
But I'm tired of this.
Well,
George Pickens
I'm
and the rejects over here. The way that I don't get it.
in
I
the
don't get it.
rejects.
I,
Yeah. Look, I'm okay. So here's the point I'm at. They're gonna have to lose the trade. They're gonna like we're now in
oh yeah.
desperation
Oh
mode.
yeah.
Where now you're gonna have to give a team more than you really want to, and I think that's what the issue is. Right now, they're trying to get away with not giving up as much, and we've let this carry over so far now, Dave, that they now have no choice. They're gonna have to overspend to get one of these wide receivers in a trade. whether it's Debo or Ayuk or DK Metcalf or insert starting wide receiver. They're gonna now have to overcompensate in a trade. It sucks, but they dug this hole themselves. Khan, I ain't gonna make no excuses for him. He dug this hole, taking this chance, trading Deontay Johnson as quick as he did. They're just gonna have to overpay now. They're just gonna have to. They have no choice.
And I reserve the right if he makes a trade and brings in a big time receiver, I'll take it all back. But as of right now, if this is the plan where Pat Freiermuth is going to be, wide receiver 2, and we're going to be, play this power football game that they're delusional in their head that's going to work, that they've been trying for 2 years and hasn't worked. I'm tired of it, Dave. In 2021, they were 21st in the league in offense, in scoring. 2022, they were 26th. 2023, they're 27th. They're going backwards. And you finally get a quarterback. We don't even know if Russell Wilson's good, but we're going to assume that he's better than what we've had the last 2-3 years. Correct. You finally get a quarterback, and now you've jettisoned all the wide receivers. So what is the problem with this team? Why can they not build an offense, a modern offense to score with the Chiefs and the Chargers and the Bills? What are we doing?
I said back in January, I wanted an elite offensive coordinator to come in here and make this offense elite.
It was never going to happen.
And it never happened. It became the Mike Tomlin wet dream. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, this guy likes to run the ball more than anything. And like you said, it's the vintage, whatever, 70s, 80s, that he wants, where it's defense and run the football. And these guys just don't get it. Tomlin doesn't get it. Apparently Khan and the rest of the bunch don't get it either. That's not what's winning right now.
No. And you can say you're gonna zig when everybody else is zagged. Yeah, and I get that to an extent a little bit. And listen, I'm all for building up the offensive line. I'm all for it.
Right. I want that too. But
when you're down 28-3, it doesn't matter how good you run the ball. Right. You're gonna fall behind. The defense is not that.
Correct.
The defense is good, but the defense isn't that good where they're gonna hold every team to 15 points a game, 14. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna get behind. Russell Wilson's gonna hold the ball too long. You're gonna try to run the ball into 8 and 9, man fronts. Correct. It's gonna be a disaster. I can see it happening.
Right. It's last year. It's we're gonna run the ball. Okay, cool. Wait till you face Buffalo in the playoffs, and when they stack 8 in the box, you're done. And that was when we had Deontay Johnson and fucking George Pickens. Let alone now, not even have half of that. So, it's May. They've got a couple of months. Still. This is not looking good. And you can't wait till they do these cuts either. Because I don't know if you're going to get a good enough caliber during these cuts that's going to make a difference.
Nobody's cutting a number 2 receiver, I don't think.
Right. And if they do, the guy's going to want a premium. And you're going to be able to give him that kind of money.
Yeah. I mean,
another thing too, and I wanted to bring this up, and I had forgotten. It just clicked in my head. Thank God. What the fuck is up with Boyd going to them for only like $4.5 million? Did you see it?
It's up to $4.5 million. So there's some incentives in there. It's not even $4.5 million. So it's less than that.
Why didn't he take the Steelers' offer of 2 years, $10 million? That's technically more.
That couldn't have been a real thing. That must have been a phony report. Unless, that happens a lot where he thought he could get more than $5 million per season, and then he got fucked after the draft. He's after the draft now, and he's like, I got to take whatever I can get. And then he ended up taking less from Tennessee.
So he just screwed himself is what happened. He screwed himself.
Yeah, he screwed himself.
Steelers off from probably 2 years, $10 million, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm better than that." And he realized, no, I'm not.
And then nobody else was willing to pay him more.
But that really sucks. I mean, I'd have been at least a little better about things with him compared to all these other guys that really are mid. I would say he's not like, we're not talking elite wide receiver 2 here, but I would at least put Boyd in a tier higher than these other guys they brought in. You know what I'm saying?
He's definitely better. I don't know if he moves the needle enough to make this offense better.
I'm not saying he moves the needle like big time, but holy shit. a lot better than all these other guys. The Scotty Millers or whatever the hell they're called.
I don't
I'm like,
understand it.
when I saw that, I went, who? Who the fuck is Scotty Miller? Like
Scotty Miller, Deuce Watkins, and Calvin Austin are the three of the same receiver. They're small, fast guys who don't do anything in an offense. It's just, what are we doing? Why do we need three small slot receivers and no number two? Is Van Jefferson really their idea of number two? Are we really doing this? Because
apparently,
and everybody keeps tripping at me. Didn't you watch Atlanta's the last 3 years? That's what Arthur Smith does. He doesn't go with big time number two receivers. Well, does anybody see Arthur Smith's record in Atlanta? Are we going to run Arthur Smith's offense from Atlanta where he couldn't win? I thought he was coming here to change and be different.
Hey, I was told, that's different. That he was the head coach then, but in Tennessee, when he ran just the offense. It was great. Like, dude, 4 months ago, I wasn't happy with this. I wasn't happy with it. I didn't like it. And then I tried to, let you talk me off the ledge. And then I tried to be positive about this. But, dude, I'm not happy. Not happy right
My
now.
only thing with Arthur Smith is, and this is how I explained it to you before, he's the best possible guy we could have gotten for what Mike Tomlin's parameters are for an offensive coordinator, right? He doesn't want a flashy, shiny guy that's going to upstage him. He wants a guy that's going to run the ball, and he could have picked a lot worse. I mean, at least Arthur Smith's the best of a bad bunch, I guess is what I'm saying. And now, but the combination of them two together is scary because now it's like, and we're bringing every used up Atlanta Falcon from 2023. Right. We got McCole Hardman, we got Cordell Patterson, now we've got Scotty Miller. I mean, we're not plucking off the San Francisco 49ers.
You mean McCole Pruitt?
McCole Pruitt. What did I say? McCole
Hardman. You're thinking of the other.
McCole Pruitt.
Yeah.
We're not picking off the 49ers or the Chiefs roster here. We're picking off the Atlanta Falcons roster.
Right.
This is not
that they lost with. We
didn't have a good offense. I'm frustrated. When this Scotty Miller thing went down, I'm like, I get it. They didn't pay him anything. They can cut him tomorrow. No big deal. But it's the mindset. This is what they're thinking. This is what they want. These are the kind of players they want. This is what they're bringing in.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do this anymore, Dave. When was the last time we had a fun offense to watch? 2017?
17, yeah. I was say.
Antonio Brown's last year.
Yeah.
Was probably the last good offense we've had. It's been horrendous since then. And just getting worse every year. So I can't sit through another 9-8 season where we're 25th, 26th in offense, hanging on for dear life.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done. And hopefully, if they do this and it goes bad, they finally have the balls to tell Mike Tomlin to pound sand. Well, this doesn't work anymore. Change or go.
Yeah.
We can't do it anymore.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm same way. It's just ridiculous. Like, I was expecting real change, after everything they said. And then I saw some of the guys they interviewed, and I was like, oh, okay. And then it never happened. And they went with Arthur Smith, and you're like, what? You already decided on Arthur Smith?
It was fast, too, yeah.
Yeah, like, why? Like, you didn't even wait for the 49ers guy. I can't remember his name now, but I wanted the 49ers guy. Remember? I wanted him.
Yeah, we all did. We all did.
Like,
that was never realistic, though.
They didn't even wait. No, they did not plan on that at all. I mean, I see now what they wanted. It's like, holy shit. That's what you wanted. That was your idea. That's why I do feel that Mike Tomlin's out of touch with what you got to do nowadays to win football games. He's just out of touch. But he's such a powerhouse and has so much power in that organization that even Kahn and Weidel and them, it's like they're just going to give in too.
Yeah.
Like,
Weidel's part of that crew too that wants to, play bully ball. He's the one that coined that phrase. We're going to play bully ball. We're going to out-muscle
he's an O-lineman. He was an O-lineman. So it makes sense that he would be interested in that. And like I said, I'm glad they got big offensive linemen. They needed it. But I wanted to protect the fucking quarterback.
You can't win in the playoffs, Dave, if you can't make big plays down the field. You can't win. You cannot win. You're playing the best teams in the league. They have good defenses.
Or do they just think we'll line up as many 4-3 guys we can and let Russell Wilson throw bombs to them?
It doesn't
is
matter
that
if
what
they're
this is?
4-3. Three. It doesn't matter if they can't get open. If they stink, they stink. It doesn't matter how fast they are. And these
Right.
guys stink. They all stink, except for George Pickens. The rest, they're all. You could be fast as hell if you can't get open. And these guys, Van Jefferson, he's the definition of mid. And then it's everything after that's below that. Deuce Watkins, what the hell has he ever done? Scotty
Not
Miller's
much.
never done anything. Calvin
Nothing.
Austin.
Bro, I was looking up Scotty Miller's stats and I was just like, does this guy play? Like, or was he just injured every year? Or what's going on? There's hardly any reps. There was one season I think where he had 40 receptions. One. That's it. And that's all. And then the rest of them, it's like, bro, we're talking 18 receptions a game. Or I'm sorry, season. Like, what in the fuck? Like, so I don't know. I don't know. It could be just they're adding receivers for camp. I don't know, but I'm feeling the same way as you. I'm starting to lose patience, man. Like, they better to make a move here, but now they're going to have to overpay, and it sucks.
Hey, listen, bring in Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk or one of those guys, and I'll apologize. I'll say I'm sorry, I was wrong. But until that happens, this is what I'm going on. That they're going to be, 12, 13 personnel. We're going to see 3 tight ends on the field. We're going to fall asleep through these games until we're so annoyed that they're losing that'll wake us up. I'm down on this right now. I'm tired of it. All right, let's move on to some more news. This Najee Harris thing kind of got legs today.
Yeah.
Paul Zeese, I guess on 93.7, said that he heard that Najee asked the Steelers not to pick up his 5th-year option so he could hit free agency a year sooner. I don't know about you, Dave. That doesn't hold water to me. The Steelers going to just, do whatever Najee wants. It doesn't make any sense to me.
When I heard this, I was just like, son of a bitch, because I told you a long time ago that I felt like he's going to want to go home. Because I think he's one of those types that wants to go back to where he came from and have an impact on his community, stuff like that. Not for like shitty reasons. I mean, for good reasons.
Yeah.
I remember when the Steelers drafted him a week later, he was right back in San Francisco at their fucking baseball stadium throwing first pitch and stuff. It was like, instead of getting to know Pittsburgh, my man took off and went back home. It was like, wow, okay. And I'm not trying to be shitty about it here. I'm not trying that, but at the same time, I've been saying for years, I had this feeling that he was going to want to go back to California, where he's from. And
it's possible.
And if it isn't true, fine. It sucks that somebody's putting that out there too. If this isn't true, they shouldn't be. I hate when fucking people do this shit. Because I think I heard his agent denied it. I'm not 100% sure.
Brooke Pryor reported today that his agent denied it. But
okay. All right.
I don't know if you can believe agents less than you can believe Pittsburgh media. So you decide which one.
I'm been learning a hard lesson lately about believing anything I see on,
So I don't know this guy, Paul Zeese. I don't know if you're more familiar than I am. I don't know if he's good.
Paul Zeise?
Yeah.
Paul Zeise has been in radio forever. And it's really hard to listen to him. It's pretty bad. But in general, I don't know what kind of sources he has, but he's been around a long time. So it wouldn't surprise me if he has some sources, but at the same time, it's Paul Zeise, whatever.
Yeah. I just don't see the Steelers saying, okay, we'll give you what you want, Najee. If you don't want us to pick up the 5th-year option, we won't. I just don't. That doesn't jive with me. If they wanted the 5th-year option, they would have taken it.
Well, I just thought it was weird we all thought it was weird that they didn't do it.
Yeah, we did. 100%.
Like, so that's what made this kind of like, oh, that's why they didn't do it. He requested, because we all thought, oh, he's been good for them. They like the 1-2 punch. It's actually cheap.
Yeah, so
it just made sense.
$7 million. Yeah,
right.
It wasn't much at all.
So, but they didn't do it, and it was just like, wait a second, what the hell? That doesn't make no sense. So then when you hear this, you're like, okay.
And if let's say it's true that he asked the Steelers not to pick it up and they granted that, that's going to bite them in the ass, because if he's asking for them not to pick it up, he's going for a monster season. He's going to do everything he can to have a big season so he can hit free agency, and then the Steelers are going to look like idiots for not picking that 7 million option up when he's going to be making 10 or
Yeah,
12.
yeah, I don't know either. Like I said, the whole thing's kind of weird. I don't know, dude. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't. But I'm not. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it was true that he wants to go somewhere else and he ends up in wherever,
Yeah. Well,
somewhere in California. Put it that way.
yeah, it could be. I just think he wants to he wants to, make the market for running backs. I think that's important to him. We
He
talked
was
about
on
this a
that
couple
thing
weeks
you
ago. He was on
said,
that
and
conference
I think,
call.
and you're right. I
I
don't
think
think
that's important to him.
you're not gonna have a Le'Veon Bell on your hands, but I
No.
think that he's definitely gonna want. He's not gonna. There ain't gonna be no hometown discounts like that much.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's not coming.
That's for absolute sure. And, you know, he was relatively unhappy the end of last year for whatever reason. We couldn't figure it out, but he made a lot of comments that he wasn't happy with the locker room,
But
this and
I
that.
liked it though, because like
Yeah, I did too.
he was speaking the truth. Like he was literally
Yeah.
saying what needed to be said. Um, so yeah, the coaches might not have liked it, but I sure as hell liked it because it was the
Yeah.
truth.
He
You
definitely
know?
gained some fans doing that stuff for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. But
Uh,
I don't know. We'll see.
yeah. Um, it was reported today that Bud Dupree had a meeting with the Steelers. Look, again, you guys know if you've listened to me at all, I have a soft spot for Bud and Martavis, and I'm not under any illusions that they're the players they were. But for a fourth linebacker, edge, some depth, cheap, I'd be all for it. I don't see a
Yeah,
downside to it.
yeah. No, I was just messing with you on Twitter. I
No, I
mean,
know you were. I know you
for
were.
a fourth guy, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all.
He knows the system. He's not
You
the player he
lost
was.
you lost Golden. You need to get another guy
Yeah.
to be that fourth guy. I have no issues with it whatsoever.
We'll see if it ends up happening. I think he met with him. Was it last season too, and then ended up signing back with Tennessee?
Yeah, he ended up going with the Falcons. You mean?
I mean the Falcons. That's right. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Ray Fittipaldo was quoted as saying, we should be concerned about Cole Holcomb. He pointed to them drafting Peyton Wilson and signing
Right.
Patrick Queen as evidence that the Steelers are really worried. And he even had hinted that he didn't think Cole Holcomb was going to play at all this year, and that's one guy's opinion, but I happen to think he's right as far as the evidence. The Steelers.
We talked about it. We brought it up.
Yeah, we
cited
have.
you and I cited the same stuff. The
Yep.
fact that one, they paid a linebacker really high amount of money, and then two, they went and drafted one high in the draft too as well. So that right there is two signs that okay, something's definitely not going well with Holcomb.
And they've had 3 or 4 other guys come in here, like mid guys to fill out the roster, like as if to say we need depth because we don't think Holcomb's gonna. There's reason to be really, really concerned about Cole Holcomb. I don't know.
It does sound like his injury was pretty even worse than we initially thought.
Yep. And then it goes back again. I hate to keep harping on this, but Omar likes to gamble on these injury-prone guys, and this is the kind of stuff that happens when you gamble. I like it to an extent, but I'm starting to get worried that we got too many of these guys. You got Darnell Washington, you got Corey Trice, you got Cole Holcomb, now you got Peyton Wilson. We're at our capacity for injury-prone players now. I don't want to see any more.
You can definitely go to the well too many times.
And I think he's at that point now. We got to, I mean, Corey Trice, for Christ's sakes, the number 1 or 2 cornerback off the bench.
Right.
And he's, the poster boy for being injury prone. So
he's one bad step away from taking that knee out again and be done again. Yeah, I know it's tough.
So yeah, we'll see on Cole Holcomb. I mean, other reports have been that he's been working out. To what extent we have no idea. The Steelers have been
right.
The other thing that makes us worried is they've been really, really mum on it. They haven't said a word about it. Like if he's doing well, they're gonna say.
Yeah, they're not saying much.
Doing well,
and that's usually a sign with the Steelers. Yeah, you're right.
So, it's been kind of a slow news week. Did you catch the Phil Jurkovich is going to be a tight end in camp?
Yeah, that's so stupid. Like I don't even. I'm not trying to be mean, but what in the hell? Like, why?
The kid can't play quarterback, clearly.
The guy was so bad, they tried to convert him to a tight end or back to being a tight end at Pitt. Like, Why would you invite this other than you're just doing a favor or something?
They like the local kids, so they always give them a chance.
Yeah, I mean, and that's probably what it is. It's just a waste of time. I don't.
I mean, it's rookie minicamp.
Unless he's trying to make a run at tight end. Did they say it's as QB or tight end or both?
I think they said tight end. He's gonna play.
Okay, I mean, all right, that's not as bad then. If it's
no,
tight
I didn't
end,
think it was gonna be a quarterback. No,
I thought it was his QB.
No. He's gonna try. He's gonna try to be a tight end.
Okay, well that's not as bad then. That's fine.
I mean, I don't know what. Do you know how big he is? How tall he is? Is he a big dude to play tight end?
I think he's a pretty big dude.
Right? It has to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he is.
It's strange.
He's tall. He's tall, husky kid.
All right, Dave. If you had to bet some serious money, are the Steelers going to acquire a wide receiver this offseason or not? Are they going to make a trade?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either, man. I'm starting to think they're not gonna.
Another reason why I say that is that they're not willing to give up what it's going to take.
Yeah,
that's why
point,
we're at where we're at right now with them, because the Steelers, they covet the draft more than anybody, and it's going to take a 2 and probably a 4 or in some genre of that to get these guys, and they're just not willing to give up that much draft capital. I just don't think they are, because they build through the draft. That's what the Steelers usually do. They don't like to give up that kind of capital, so I don't think they are.
You keep hearing I'm drawing a blank on his name, the guy from Seattle,
DK Metcalf.
You hear DK Metcalf a lot. I guess the Seahawks are right up against the salary cap. Like they need to make a move to open up some space. I don't know how do you feel about DK Metcalf? He's good.
I think that he is good, but not as good as he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And
like you take a look at that man, you're like, my God, you're a specimen. How are you not out there like absolutely destroying other teams, other defenses? But but now would I be happy if they got him? Yes. I think as a number 2, that'd be great.
It's very similar to George Pickens, though, right? Kind of the same guy.
A little bit. But I mean, in Arthur Smith's offense, technically, he's a big dude that probably can block. So guess what? He checks those boxes.
And he can get downfield. So
and he can get downfield. And then, Yak, yards after the catch.
Yeah. I guess I'd be all right with it. I don't know.
Well, again, it goes to what do they have to give up to get him? That's what it comes down to in the end. In the end, it's if they give up let's say they give up a second for him. Are you mad? Second round pick.
I think a second round pick's a little rich for him. He makes a lot of money.
We'll go 4th.
A 4th, I'd do in a heartbeat. I think 3rd is where I'm at.
So you think 3rd would be a good negotiated to that point? A 3rd would be fair.
A 3rd would be fair for DK.
Now, so 3rd is 3rd the baseline? I have no idea. 3rd's the baseline. Do you kick in like a 6th or 7th to make sure you get him?
I think, I'm desperate enough at this point.
Yeah,
if they ask for a 6th or a 7th, I'd be like, yes.
I think a 3rd and a 6th or a 3rd and a 7th, I'm doing it. You can have him.
He's only 26. He's going to be 27 this year.
God damn, is that it?
He's still young, so that's. Yeah, I guess I'd probably. Again, I'd rather see like a route running speed guy than just a straight line speed guy. But at this point,
they may feel they got that with Roman Wilson.
Yeah, maybe. And that's the other thing I want to talk about. Do they think Roman Wilson's number 2? I'm starting to wonder about if they're okay and they think Roman Wilson's going to be 2 and they're going to use Scotty Miller or Calvin Austin or Duke Watkins as the slot.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if that's what they're thinking. I mean, his build is what it is, but I mean, he's fast and got good hands and a willing blocker. So
the same size as Deontay, right? I mean, it can't be
much. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. So yeah, right? They may think that he can be the 2.
I'd rather have him as a 2 than Van Jefferson.
Right, I agree.
Just pray to God one of these slot guys hits.
Just put Muth in a slot and be done with it.
Well, you could do that too. Yeah, you could do that, and that's probably what they're going to do. That's probably
because let's be honest, your 3 best wide receivers are those 3.
Yeah, 100%.
I would rather have Muth out there than whether they run, I don't know if they run 12 personnel or if they want to run 13 personnel or whatever
Could
they
be in
want to
store
do.
for anything.
But honestly, my third best wide receiver as we speak is technically Muth. It really
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
So
that's a good point.
I think that I would rather that. I would rather if you want to go with a setup where it's I'm trying to think in my head here. So it would be they could run 12 personnel, 12 or 13, do that crazy shit where you've got two or three tight ends, two of them to block and one to be the slot wide receiver.
Yeah, yeah, we could
You
do
could you
that.
yeah, you could make it. We're gonna have the choice. You're gonna have to make it work. Or if that's what you're looking at.
Uh, some of the other guys that have been mentioned now, Darius Slayton of the Giants. That's a new name that's popped up. He's
See,
fast. He's big.
yeah,
I know. He's
I,
it's
it it's kind of like what you with DK Metcalf. It's like, yeah, but not really. Like
he's again.
he
It's
don't.
better than what they have right now for sure.
Yes, but does that move the needle? I don't know.
I think he's like a step below DK, but a step above everyone else we have right now. If
Yeah,
that makes any sense. So
yeah. Jesus, how many fucking tiers do we got to invent for all the mid
yeah,
to
it's the
okay
mid
wide
tiers. Yeah,
receivers they're looking at? Good lord, bro.
I mean, Cortland Sutton again. He's right around DK Metcalf's tier, right? He's been
Yeah,
okay.
no Sutton's done well. Excuse me. He's done well. He in my opinion, Sutton was actually Wilson's best wide receiver this past season.
Yeah,
He was way more dependable than Judy or any of those other
yeah.
guys.
And we don't even know if they want to trade Cortland Sutton at this point. We're not even sure about that. And then the two San Francisco guys. I mean, I looked at their depth chart today. They have like 5 or 6 wide receivers that are all better than the Steelers wide receivers, not named
Who's
George
this? Which
Pickens.
team?
San Francisco.
Oh,
And
it's ridiculous.
they
It's
drafted
ridiculous.
two. They have two of the best in the league. They got Jawan Jennings. So they go 5 deep right now. And then
Hey, I try to get Pierce off from him. I'm like, hey man, you didn't trade Ayuk or Debo. We'll give you a second for Pearsall. How about that?
Debo's the guy they want to trade, but no, I
Yep.
think everyone else wants Ayuk from him. So it's that's kind of the dance everyone's doing with them. At this point, man, I'd rather have Debo than any of the other guys we've talked about so far.
Yeah.
Except for Ayuk.
Well, for the 49ers, I mean, it's a luxury for them. They can be like, no, we'll just keep Maul. And
They
that
could keep
way,
them all. Absolutely.
that way, if they want to go with a crazy 4 wide receiver set, dude, it's a nightmare scenario for a defense to try to take on Pearsall, Ayuk, and Debo and McCaffrey and Kittle.
Yeah.
My God. Like,
Just imagine that offense. You got Debo and Ayuk on the outside. You got Pearsall in the slot. You got like you said, the running back and the tight end. Holy crap, dude. How do you cover that team? How do you
I don't know.
That's
But
insane.
that's my point. They don't have to trade anybody.
They
Can be like, nah, we're good, and we'll go to the Super Bowl. Like,
Yeah.
like
It's true.
yeah. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
That's what I mean, David. All these teams are like in this like rat race to be the best offense in the league. And then you get the Steelers.
I know.
Just fucking drafting offensive linemen and signing mid wide receivers. It's insane.
Oh, I know. You don't have to tell me. I see it too. It's just like, wow. Like, what are we doing here?
If they don't acquire another receiver, where do they finish in the AFC North?
I'm gonna say third or fourth.
I mean, it's that important. It really is that important.
It is.
Because, the Bengals are back. Their quarterback's healthy now. The Browns, you can say what you want, but they're a talented roster.
Yeah.
It's a talented roster. And then, the Ravens are good. I don't know.
I'm scared this could turn into Atlanta Falcons 2.0 offense. That's what I'm kind of worried.
Can't afford it. Can't afford it.
No, they can't. I mean, if you're serious, if you have serious aspirations to be at least playoff, like you win a playoff game, you can't go this route. You got to go get somebody. And you can't wait till cuts or June 1st designation or after training camp or whatever. Like, you can't wait. Nobody of legitimacy is going to be cut. I don't think, at least.
I think the June 1st thing might be important. I think a lot of teams want to save cap space for next season. So they might wait to June 1st to trade their guys. But you're right about the cap cuts towards the end of August and September. The Steelers got lucky one time with Joe Hayden, but that doesn't
Right.
happen very often. That
No.
doesn't happen every day where a Pro Bowl type talent gets cut. There's only so many Cleveland Browns out there to do stupid shit. It's not like
Right.
it's going to happen too often.
I gotta look this
Oh
up because
man,
I'm really curious. I want to because didn't they draft a third wide receiver? The 49ers.
they drafted another one in the fourth round.
Yeah, they have Ayuk, Debo, Pearsall, Cowing. How you
Cowan,
say Jacob Cowing,
Jacob Cowan. Yeah,
Jawan Jennings. Jennings was actually good for them last year, if I remember correctly. Ronnie Bell. Isn't that? I think that was a former Ohio State #1 wide receiver, wasn't it?
he might have been. That one doesn't ring a bell for me.
Oh, they got Chris Conley, the Conley used to play for the KC. That was
Yep.
actually decent for them.
Yeah, they're loaded.
God, holy fuck! Like this is ridiculous.
Dot Sniper wants us name all the areas in which we've improved the team over the last year, though. Okay, so quarterbacks definitely improved.
Yeah.
The offensive line's improved.
Yes.
Wide receiver has not improved. Tight end's the
Middle
same.
middle linebacker.
Middle linebackers improved. I think the defensive line might be a little not as good as last year. We'll see.
Yeah, that's tough. We don't know. Remember, we were talking about that
Yeah,
because
I mean,
Benton's going to be better than last year.
yeah, but Hayward's going to be worse
Is
probably. And
is Cam going to be healthier or is Cam going to drop a step?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we better at
So
corner? And we talked about this last week too. Technically, yes, because the other two corners were so bad, but depth wise, we're not as good.
was that addition by subtraction? You're saying?
Yeah,
uh,
I think Dante Jackson's going to be this year's Levi Wallace. That's what I'm afraid of.
who do you think is going to be Levi Wallace?
Dante Jackson is going to turn into. We're going to be screaming at him like we were screaming at Levi Wallace.
Bro, with 4.3 speed, if he turns into Wallace, I'm going to cry.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think you could say it's improved. Safeties.
Safeties is. I think it's improved. I think.
I would say I like Elliott. Yeah, I like Elliott. I think
he's
that's
better than what they had last year.
Is there anything we're missing, or is that it? Outside linebackers. People go edge. I would say it's. Would you argue that's same or worse because they lost Golden and they haven't replaced him yet?
Yeah, but we think Herbig's going to be a lot better. So
it evens out.
I think it's pretty much
or
the
better.
Same. Yeah. Dot Sniper says Cam can't be worse.
I've seen it too. I know.
Yes, he can. He's 30. He's a 35-year-old defensive tackle. I warned you guys about this before.
I think, yeah, and I think that's what he's not understanding is like he's healthier. So in theory, you'd think he does better this year. However, he is another year closer, to what 35 or whatever, which
Hunter's better.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, punter's better for sure.
Good call.
100%. Yeah, Cam Hayward. Yeah. I love the guy. You're playing Russian roulette now. Any year he's going to fall off the cliff.
And you're the ones really brought that to my attention with D Lyman and like that 33 time frame or older.
You don't get better. Those guys get the ever living shit kicked out of them every week.
Yeah,
they just wear down.
In the trenches, man. In the trenches.
Natural. All right, Dave. I think that's all I have. Unless you got anything else, there hasn't been much going on since.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't really been much going on. Basically, everything we talked about is what's happened. Not nothing much more than I'm worried now. I am really worried that this is what's going to happen. That they're not going to get another guy.
I tweeted it out. It's Mike Tomlin's ego unchecked. Nobody's telling him, no, that's not a good idea. This is him running with it, and it terrifies me.
And for the record, I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're wrong. I hope we're wrong. Like,
yeah.
I hope they're successful, and hey, they're the ones getting paid millions of fucking dollars. So yeah, I hope they're right. But I'm looking at the 49ers and Chiefs and all them, and I'm like, you're not doing what they're doing. So how is it supposed to be a success? But we'll see.
I can't stress enough. You have to be able to throw the football to win in the playoffs. You have to. You have to make big plays because it's so close. The games are so close. You got to make the big plays. If you can't make big plays, you're screwed. You can't be, hand the ball off 25 times a game and win the playoffs. It doesn't work. You can't
like I
convince
said,
me otherwise.
I'm worried that Deontay trade is going to come back to haunt them. That's what I'm worried.
Yeah. I mean, and people have been giving me shit all week about, Deontay sucked. He wasn't good
That's
and this
not
and that. But
that's not even
guys,
remotely true. It was that he did stupid shit
he did do stupid shit.
on top of the good stuff he did too.
Yeah.
And it was he was just a frustrating wide receiver to watch. The running backwards, the fumbles, the drop passes, stuff like that. But then he'd do amazing plays, and his route running is elite. Like you can't argue that.
And the most important thing, Dave, is teams respected him. He drew coverage. Teams were afraid of him. You throw Van Jefferson over there, no one's afraid of him. George Pickens is going to see more double coverage. He's going to be frustrated. Yep. He's going to go crazy. He's going to do something. This is what I'm predicting. He's going to go nuts because he's going to get triple coverage, never get the ball, and he's going to throw a tantrum.
Yep.
Mark this down. What are we, May 10th?
Yeah.
I'll remind you guys.
It'll be like September 20th. George Pickens has meltdown.
Yeah. He's got 4 guys on him and he's had it.
Yeah.
He's ready to go postal.
Yep.
All right. You can follow me on X at SteelersSank16. Email the show at daver@SteelersSanctuary.com. Subscribe to the podcast, guys. That helps us out a lot. That does a lot for the podcast. Dave, give me stuff. Let's get out of here.
Yep. You can find me on Twitter at DMC3SSP, on TikTok at Steelers Sanctuary Podcast or at SteelersSancPod. If you want the sportsbooks guys to bet on sports, go to signupexpert.com/nothingness.
All right. Until next time, thanks for listening to the Steelers Sanctuary Podcast.